When I look at, let us say, LCNC and what you offer, so what are the key features that you think that addresses these problems?
So when we are talking about enterprise, I want you to imagine a company which is manufacturing, has multiple units across the globe or in different location, that has all these 4 levels of users. That is the top level, middle level, blue collar, and outside your organization stakeholders, that is your supplier or your customer. Now, the first thing that they would want is, even though no code, you directly first think that no code SaaS platform means cloud, but you should be able to own your data if you want to. So what do we mean by own your data? If you want to host these platforms on your premise, you should be given the freedom to host these platforms either on your premise or at least on your private cloud. So while you are evaluating any low-code, no-code platform that you are trying to onboard for your organization, please ensure that you have the option of hosting these platforms on your premise if required. Multiple organizations need to be able to handle multiple organizations. So again, could be a different type of business unit, or it could be a same type of business unit operating in different situations. So you should be able to assimilate or integrate all these in one space to have a single source of truth. Next is API builder. What happens in a no-code platform is, so we have a no-code platform A and we have an ERP. What happens is, we might want to build systems on top of that, probably fetch data from the ERP, build quite a lot of workflows or automate a couple of things, and probably build an application, dashboard, reports out of the data that is going into the ERP. So what usually happens is, the moment data enters into the ERP, let's just say claim management system. So an employee is trying to get a reimbursement done. So he or she puts the data into the system. Usually what happens in a no-code platform is, the data from the ERP, it is not getting pushed, it is getting pulled. So how does that happen? This no-code platform will have a scheduled retrieval of data from the ERP, which means every 5 minutes it will go and check whether that event has happened. If it has happened, it will go pull the data and come. So, and it will do the process on top of that, the workflow or the automation, whatever you've built on top of your no code, that will go on. What happens the moment you try to scale this up, the moment you are trying to bring in a lot of users, the performance of your application will take a hit. So what should be the ideal methodology is, your no code should open up its API to the third party ERP. Why? Because it should not be a push, it should not be a pull of data, it should be like an automatic push of data. So the moment someone claims, that data should automatically flow into the no-code platform. This is what we actually mean by real-time data. But scheduled retrieval is not real-time data. The actual push of data, the moment the event happens, is actually real-time data. And for that, the no-code should have a dynamic API and open it to the other ERP for it to connect and push data builder. Next is licensing, a very important point for both MSME and big corporates. Color is basically the type of users. The red, the dollar symbols are you have something called basic, premium, enterprise. The golden star that is there is your top level management. And then you have a silver star, which is your mid-level management. Then you have a bronze star, which is your blue-collar workers, your stakeholders who are outside your organization. Unfortunately, your top-level management comprises very less number of people. Your mid-level management, little more than that. And the bottom-level management is the number of users who are very large. But just because your top-level and middle-level management wants to have all the things that the no-code has to offer, that is dashboard, automation, report systems, probably AI, everything that the no-code is offering, they want it, obviously. So what happens? The entire organization is forced to buy a single type of user license, which is ideally quite pricey. But what happens is, the organization will end up going for partial digital transformation because of this. Because they don't want to spend $100 for one user who are not getting paid so much, right? Let's be practical. So what they do, they either ask this person to enter the data in an Excel and ask one person to consolidate everything and push it into the system, or they ask for the entire team to share the password of that one user license. Again, from an internal auditor perspective, this is a huge risk for the company. And coming to the actual scenario, so this is a scenario which is there in the no code, low code, but ensure that you are trying to avoid this. How? You should be able to buy a specific user type of license, which means a top level management which wants dashboards, reports, automation, who wants to do everything, should be able to procure only that type of license. We have a middle level management, they should be able to procure only that type of license. Then we have the outside stakeholders, you should be able to procure only that type of license. So what do we for example, in Sterlo, this is how we name it. We call it creator, we call it standard, then we have something called light users, then we have portal users. So you're able to buy, pick and choose like a cart where I want so many creators, so many standards, so many light, and so many portal users. This way you can go for full digital transformation and automate it end to end and not have any risk or process gap or loopholes.